If Elon is responding and changing the way he does things based off of what Lucid is doing, then it's probably a pretty good damn idea that we put Lucid on our radars. If Elon's paying attention, we better too. What's up guys, my name is Adam and this is Broke Man Finance. One of the most anticipated SPAC mergers of the year is the merger of Lucid Motors and Churchill Capital, ticker symbol CCIV. I haven't been a big fan in the past at the onset of some of these EV companies like Arcimoto, Nikola, Fisker, and there's many others because there's so many EVs out there right now and it feels like they're sprouting up every other day. But with Lucid, I am. But one of the main reasons is because Lucid Motors is a much more mature company than any of the EV startups that I've mentioned or that's coming out now. They have so much going on, and in this video I'm going to explain why I think they could be a top contender. I don't believe anybody is the next Tesla, but why I think they could be a top 3 EV company in America. And if you're sick of hearing about SPACs every other day, there's so many out there, and YouTubers like me are doing videos on them all the time, but well, they're not going anywhere. Listen to this stock market fun fact of the day. According to Refinitiv, there were 165 global SPAC IPOs from January to October 2020, nearly double the number of global SPAC IPOs issued in all of 2019. And remember, I'm talking about just up to October, and 5 times that of 2015. Last year, there were many SPACs that we've never even heard of that ended up coming to market. And it doesn't seem to be slowing down in 2021, and we'll probably see another record set. Now let's talk about Lucid. Lucid Motors is another name that we're going to see in what already feels like a crowded EV space. However, Lucid has much more going on for them. As I mentioned earlier, they're much more mature, but they have a lot more going for them than most of the EV competitors and EV companies out there. Lucid Motors is an American automotive company specializing in electric cars. The company was founded in 2007 and is based in Newark, California. Don't let that 2007 to now timeframe scare you. They weren't always Lucid Motors. Lucid was founded in 2007 but under the name Ativa and originally focused on building electric vehicle batteries and powertrains for other vehicle manufacturers. They didn't change that name until October of 2016 when it decided to manufacture its own electric cars. Everyone out there is always trying to find who the next Tesla, who's going to be the next Tesla. The next Tesla is this company or that company. Most of it's BS. And Lucid is getting lumped into that same conversation, but for much better reason than just some rumor mill or clickbait. And the reason is mainly because of this guy, Peter Rawlinson. Now listen to this resume and you'll be as impressed as I am. Peter Rawlinson serves as the CEO and Chief Technology Officer of Lucid. He brings over 30 years of automotive industry experience, but listen to this 30 years. Prior to Lucid, Peter was Vice President of Vehicle Engineering at Tesla and Chief Engineer of the Model S, where he led the engineering of the Model S from a clean sheet to production readiness while building their engineering team. Petey was a big reason why Tesla was able to grow at the rate that it did in that time frame. On top of Tesla, old Petey was formerly head of vehicle engineering at Corus Automotive, chief engineer at Lotus Cars, and principal engineer at Jaguar Cars. Lotus, Jaguar, Tesla, and now Lucid. But Petey's not the only one to jump ship from Tesla. Lucid hired Tesla's former manufacturing exec, Peter Hochholdinger, I know I'm butchering that, in 2019. Tesla had hired him as an automotive production veteran who led Audi's A4 program for years. While Tesla struggled with the Model 3 ramp under his watch, many investors have long speculated that Elon Musk did not give him sufficient autonomy to leverage his experience to do what he does best. If Lucid was not on Elon's radar, then he probably wouldn't have done this. When Lucid announced last fall that the standard price of the Air would be $69,900 after the federal tax credit, Elon Musk immediately cut the price of the Model S to undercut the Air, as you can see in this tweet. If Elon is responding and changing the way he does things based off of what Lucid is doing, then it's probably a pretty good damn idea that we put Lucid on our radars. If Elon's paying attention, we better too. Now let's take a look at PD Pete's cars. Here you can see the Lucid Air. And look at these numbers. Max horsepower of 1,080. 517 mile range. 20 minutes to charge for 300 miles on the fast charge. 2.9 seconds for 0 to 60. Those are some serious numbers for an EV. And you got to believe that that's probably going to come along with a pretty nice price tag. Here are 3 models at different price ranges. I can't afford any of them because, well, remember, I'm broke, man. I spend all my money on stocks. I have a Mazda. It's paid off. I'm not trying to brag. It's pretty sweet. The Air Grand Touring is the one that's going to be coming out in September 2021. And you can see that 500 mile projected range, 800 horsepower. But it, from starting price of around $131,500, it's more than I can afford. But if you're a baller, then hey man, go nuts. Next on the list is Air Touring. It's got a little less projected range, 400 miles. All of them are over 400 mile projected ranges, which is pretty substantial, I believe. And that one should be coming out in late 2021, and that one is starting for around $87,500 USD. Apparently, you can design them and reserve them right now on their website. And the last on the list is the Air Pure. They have that over 400 mile range, 480 horsepower, and it's supposed to be coming out in early 2022. It has a price starting at around $69,000, but many people online are saying it will be more around $77,000. They're also working on an SUV called the Gravity, but hopefully we'll see more on that a little bit later. The other day I posted a poll on the channel of which out of 2 companies that you think will come out on top out of the 2. The first one was the Chamath Palihapitiya's bet on Proterra, and the other one was Lucid Motors. And if you'll remember, I just posted a video on that bet on Proterra with Chamath Palihapitiya just the other day. And you can see here we're closing in on 100 votes, but the majority of everyone out there believes Lucid Motors will be the more successful company out of the 2. They just dropped $700 million on their manufacturing facility and the initial capacity to produce and deliver 30,000 vehicles this year before expanding to production to 400,000 vehicles annually in the years ahead. They didn't spend $700 million with the capacity to produce 400,000 vehicles annually if they were not expecting to sell a lot of cars. The blank check company is Churchill Capital Corporation and is operated by veteran Wall Street dealmaker Michael Klein and is the 4th of 7 blank check companies which Klein has been using to take partner companies public. Right now, CCIV, or Churchill Capital, is trading for $18.48 at the time of this filming. You can see the jump in share price when the news started to float around about the merger. In fact, they're up almost 85% in the past week. This is a stock that we can see a lot of hype built into it, but that hype could be justifiable. And I never say that about a lot of these EV companies. A lot of times I'm saying, hey, play with that hype leading up to merger. Whenever it corrects and drops off like many do, buy back in at a lower price. I'm not doing that with this one. I'm not saying that. The share price may not drop off as much as people think after that merger date. It may have a small correction, but because Lucid Motors is such a mature company and they got so much going for it, I feel like that share price is going to stabilize a lot faster than these other ones, Hyliion, Workhorse, Nikola, companies like that. The merger is rumored to take place sometime in the first half of 2021. If not, it'll be early in the second half of 2021. So right now, we still have some time to start building up a pretty good position. It looks like the share price is still fairly reasonable compared to what it could potentially get to as that merger date comes to fruition and Lucid starts making what I believe will be a lot of money. So right now, we could be looking at an $18 stock that could literally 10 times over the next couple years. But that's all I have today. Let me know your comments in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on Lucid and the moves that they're making. As always, I hope your stocks stay green. I hope you stay safe, and I hope everyone out there takes care.